Yeah, good morning. Actually, I was not able to, my laptop was not opening. और क्लास लेना मोबाइल से थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है एंड आई कैनॉट इवन डू द मीटिंग ऑप्शन नहीं तो आप लोग तो रिमूव कर देते हो मुझे म्यूट कर देते हैं फिर रिमूव कर देते हैं दैट्स व्हाई ऑलराइट सॉरी okay so in our last we had finished our unit 1. I hope there is no any issue, no doubt regarding that. किसी point में है किसी भी doubt on the tools used in economics, go through the PPT, right? So you will understand it. और जैसे मैंने एक में बोला था कि C इक्वल टू एक में मैंने गलत लिखा था तो मैं उसको अपडेट करके आपका नया PPT में भेज रही हूँ बस एक जगह पे गलती है but it is only for your understanding. That example was only for understanding that uh, uh, C, that is cost of production, is equal to factors of all the factors of production. Cost of production hai kya, right? It's summation of all the cost incurred by a firm. So what are the costs incurred by a firm? That is wages for laborers जो आप सैलरीड हो गए अपने कर्मचारी को then for the factory or the place that you have rented, taken the rent or have bought, you have to pay, right? So rent against your place, right? Then your interest, you have to pay interest for the investment or for the loan you have taken, right? That is against capital. Then whatever profit or loss is earned, it is by the uh, entrepreneur, right? So entrepreneur earn the profit. So these are all nothing but cost of production. So when we say cost of production, so cost of production we can write as factor of rent, wages, interest and profit. So these are all factor income. ये सारी income है for the factors, but it is expenditure, right, for the producer. Expenditure on cost, right? So हमें पता है कि someone's cost is someone's expenditure. Right, so if factor income is income for the factors or the people working in that company or the factory, so the producer will be spending that amount as the cost of production. So मैं उसको change कर दूंगी. After rather than that, there is no any other mistake. वो मैं बस मुझे दिखा है. Okay, so I hope no issue in that. So I'm uploading the unit 2. So unit 2 is about demand analysis, right? So in our very first class हमने discuss किया था what is need, want and demand. So while discussing demand and the theory of demand, it is very important to understand कि what's the difference between want, need and demand, right? So many a time in layman language, we just use demand, need and want in place of one another, but they are not synonyms, right? Their meaning is completely different. So when we say that need, right? Need means that is essential, that you require. Requirement है किसी चीज की, that is your need. So when I say that I need a laptop because there is online classes, so laptop is my need, right? So this is my requirement. So I need it, right? So why I can't buy it maybe, right? Then comes your want. So want means desire, right? It may not be an essential or a requirement, but it's your desire. एक मिनट हाँ. Hello. Yes. हाँ बताइए. अनिरुद्ध यू आर नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड मैं क्या बोल रही थी. आज जब हो नहीं रहा है लास्ट मोमेंट में तो छोड़ो ना पासवर्ड. आज गेस्ट की तरह ज्वाइन करो. आई विल एडमिट यू. आप एक काम करो, आप पासवर्ड वासवर्ड मत डालो. नॉर्मल जैसे कोई भी गेस्ट for example, like Khushi, Atmik, they are joining also as guests. So you just click the link that is shared in your group, right? So you will automatically come to that meeting, right? I will admit you. ठीक है, you don't have to put your ID, password, nothing. आप admit होने की कोशिश करो, I will allow you. Okay. Okay, sorry, one of the student he is not able to join. Technology का यही issue है कि technology makes our life easier also, but sometimes because of some technical error, it also becomes difficult कि password भूल गया, password कम हो रहा है. All right, whatever. So we said that laptop is my need here, right? I need a laptop. It's my requirement because I have to attend my classes. So I need a laptop. That means any laptop. टूटा फूटा हो, सबसे सस्ता वाला हो, right? I need a laptop. That is my need. So need में हम जब बोलते हैं उसमें हम choose नहीं करते हैं, right? Need. We need it. Requirement है. Want is our desire, right? So we want it. We, I wish, I have got an Apple MacBook, right? That is my want. I want a MacBook, but it is not my necessary. It is not my need, right? I want a MacBook. Then comes, ठीक है, I need a laptop. First बात किया. Then I said I want a MacBook. Then comes, क्या MacBook का प्राइस क्या है? MacBook का प्राइस 1 लाख है. क्या do you have the 1 lakh rupees in my pocket? If yes, that means I have that purchasing power. If I will have that purchasing power, then I will convert my want into demand, right? I can demand a goods or services only when I have the purchasing power. That means the price of that product, the I need, I have to able to fulfill the price. I have to pay the price of that product to convert it as my demand, right? I can demand only when that means no need or want can be called as demand until and unless you have the amount of money to purchase it, right? Here in economic terms we call it as purchasing power, right? Whether you can afford it. अगर हम main language में बात करते हैं, can you afford it? Can you afford to buy a MacBook? If yes, that means you can demand for a MacBook. But मुझे पास नहीं है. मेरे पास कितना है पैसे? For example, 20,000 है. That means what is my need? My need is a laptop. So I will demand for a laptop at the list price, right? Sorry. इसमें मुझे price plays an important role here, right? Maybe my best friend is having a MacBook or my a person whom I want to impress, he or she is maybe having a very good HP yoga laptop or something. So peer pressure is there, social status is there, but purchasing power. मेरे पास पैसे होने पड़ेंगे, तभी I can buy it, right? तभी I can demand it. If not, I cannot, right? Social pressure, advertisement. Advertisement is done by my favorite actor. Can it convert it by demand, right? No, no. That means advertisement or your peer pressure or your taste and preference. I have a very good taste. I want to buy Apple phone, iPhone and MacBook. Can I have the money? So इसलिए when we discuss demand, we mainly consider as the price of that product, right? Yes, there are other factors also that has contribution to vary the demand of a particular product, right? For example, price of related good. So if there are various type of laptop in the market, so we will see what's the price of the substitute good, right? Substitute good will be the product of some other brands, right? If the product, right? So if it is less than the product I am desiring, so my demand will shift to the other product, right? So because price of related goods also plays an important role in determining the demand. Then price of complementary good, right? So if I got to know that HP laptop का जो printer है, right? HP printer, color printer, right? And उसका बहुत अच्छा discount है. So maybe because of that printer, I also want to buy a printer, right? Now it may influence the price of the complementary good, that is printer, to take my decision of purchase for the HP laptop. Why I'm not buying a Dell or a Acer? Because I want to buy that HP printer, right? Because HP printer is has more compatibility with the HP laptop, so that's why I'm going to buy an HP laptop, right? Because price of that complementary good is here determining it, determining my demand, right? So there are various factors that determine the price, right? But when we discuss law of demand, right, theory of demand, we always consider as the most important determining factor, that is price of that product, price of the laptop, right? So जब हम थ्योरी डिस्कस करते हैं, हम प्राइस को लेते हैं एज एक्स, सॉरी, दैट गुड को लेते हैं एक एक्स. If the product is X, then the demand of the product is DX, right? And price of the product is PX. So we can see that need kya hai? Need is necessity, want is desire, and demand is willingness and able to buy. That means we are discussing here affordability or purchasing power. So if we want to buy something, we do you have willingness to buy it? Actually, for that willingness to buy in real, right, we need to have the amount in our pocket, or need to have purchasing power. Only then we can consume it, right? Or you can buy it directly for our own uses. So here you can see an example. So if there is 1,000 rupees in my pocket and I want to see a movie, so whose ticket is worth 500? Since I want it, I can afford it. That means I demand the movie ticket, right? If I had 300 rupees and the movie ticket was 500 rupees, then maybe मैं बोलती कि I want to watch that movie, but I don't have that purchasing power, or I can't afford the ticket, right? So then demand would not be happen, right? It would be like a want, right? Want रह जाता है, वो demand नहीं हम convert कर पाते, right? So to demand for a particular good, right? To consume a particular good, we need to have the purchasing power. So demand is consumers' need or desire to own a particular product or service, but they need to have a willingness and ability to buy it. And for it, you need to offer the price, or need to have the purchasing power of it, right? इतना amount होना पड़ेगा. Only then you can able to buy the product or service. So what are the factors determining the demand? So if X is the product, right? हम लैपटॉप नहीं बोल रहे, हम यूनिवर्सली हम बोल रहे, ठीक है. अगर प्रोडक्ट है X and demand for that product is DX and प्राइस क्या है? प्राइस is PX and PR क्या है? अब PR is price of related good, right? Related good क्या है? अब related good can be, that means for example एक लैपटॉप, राइट? जैसे हमने अभी बोला था कि लैपटॉप का सब्स्टिट्यूट गुड क्या होगा? एक desktop computer, right? Desktop computer will be a substitute good, right? Or maybe mobile phone. Mobile phone can also be used as a substitute good, because you can do many of things, right? This day, which can be done in a laptop, you can also do it in a notepad, or a mobile phone, or a tab, right? So these are all your substitute good. Or different brands product, right? Different brands are substitute of a one product, right? अगर मैं बोल रही हूँ कि Apple MacBook, so there are substitute. अगर हम बात करेंगे, so substitute, close substitute will be different brands, and other substitute like desktop computer, mobile phone, notepad, or a tablet, right? So that means it is a substitute good. Substitute goods are those goods that can be used instead of another, right? सो अगर मैं लैपटॉप की जगह पे मोबाइल फोन यूज कर रही हूँ या फिर डेस्कटॉप यूज कर रही हूँ, these are substitute good which can be used in place of one another. Now what is complementary good? Complementary good are those good, right, which are used with together, right? So maybe for a pen you need ink or refill, right? Or for a phone you need headphone, earphone or charger. So these are complementary goods. Or maybe for a laptop or for a computer, right? A printer is a complementary goods, right? Or maybe for any other product, right? If you are saying क्या आप बोल सकते हो कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड, जैसे आपने रेजर खरीद लिया तो ब्लेड्स आर योर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड, राइट? सो कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड्स आर दोज गुड्स those are used in combination with other another product, right? So which is जैसे एक प्रिंटर, एक बिना कंप्यूटर के एक प्रिंटर का कोई काम नहीं है, so printer is used only with a laptop or a computer, right? So similarly a blades of a particular Gillette का Gillette razor and Gillette's blade, right? So Gillette's blades are used only along with the Gillette razor, right? So the price of blades, if price of blades decreases, maybe you would like to buy the Gillette razor only. Why? Because in the long run, when you refill or replace the blades with a new blade, it will decrease the price, right? Decrease the price in a longer time, right? जिस रेजर ब्रांड का ब्लेड्स का प्राइस ज्यादा होगा, राइट, कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड का प्राइस ज्यादा होगा, वो आप मे बी आप यूज नहीं करना चाहोगे. लाइक chini and sugar, right? Sugar and tea or coffee. Sugar is a complementary good to tea, right? When price of sugar increases, maybe people's desire to or people's demand for tea will decrease, right? Because maybe the price of sugar was low, right? Maybe 50 rupees per kilo hai, right? So when the price of sugar was 50 rupees, I used to have tea 5 times a day or 3 times a day, right? प्राइस ऑफ टी ग्रेनुल जो है, टी का प्राइस सेम है, बट कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड जो है यहाँ पे सुगर, उसका प्राइस इंक्रीज हो गया, 80 रुपीज हो गई और 100 रुपीज हो गया, राइट? नाउ if I use more and more sugar to prepare my tea, right, it will be expensive for me. So even though tea's price has not increased, so my demand for consuming tea will decrease. Now I have decreased the consumption of my tea from 5 to maybe 2. Right? I am now having only 2 times a day. Why? Because sugar price is increasing. So complementary goods price also determine the demand of my demand for a particular good. Okay, substitute good and complementary good. Then income of the consumer, right? If my salary increases, right, if I got some promotion and my salary increases, now maybe where I was buying, I was supposed to buy a Acer laptop. Now because my salary has increased to 40,000, right? So initially I had is to have 60,000 of salary. Now I earn 1 lakh of salary. That means now I can buy a MacBook, right? So that means I have now purchasing power. So even though price of that product has not increased or decreased, but if the income of the consumer increase, right, so or decrease, then the demand for that product or service also change, right? Then taste and preference, right? So maybe my I used to work in Android and I have bought recently a iPhone. So now I'm used to using a क्या टेक्नोलॉजी है आईफोन का, नॉट एंड्रॉइड, एप्पल का क्या टेक्नोलॉजी है, मुझ पे नहीं आ रहा है, जो आपकी
iOS, ma'am.
iOS, yes. So I am now used to using that iOS software, right? Operating system जो है, now I'm used to having a iOS software. Now, if I want to buy a new phone, maybe to buy a new phone will depend upon my taste and preference. So if I am used to using a iOS phone instead of an Android phone, so I would not like to buy a Android phone because my taste and preference is for a iOS phone, right? Because many times the Apple users said they don't want to use Android, right? क्योंकि वहाँ system अलग है, so they find it difficult. So maybe taste and preference also impact on your decision of buying a particular product, right? Then maybe social pressure. There are different factors. Social pressure, maybe your best friend or your friend is using Apple phone, and only because of that I also want a iPhone, right? Then expectation of change in the price in future. Maybe uh, there is a chance, huge chance of decreasing price और डिस्काउंट आने का है. जैसे many of time क्या होता है, जैसे अभी we are expecting कि दिवाली में again there will be a Amazon Great Indian Sale, so we are waiting, right? There will be good deals, so we will buy only in the deal. So that's why I am not buying. I need a phone, right? I need a laptop, but still I am not buying it. So why I am not buying it? Because my expectation in the change of price in future, right? मुझे पता है कि एक हफ्ते बाद Amazon Great Indian Sale में मुझे कुछ ना कुछ 5 से 7 हज़ार का तो डिस्काउंट मिल ही जाएगा, right? So expectation for future change in price also determine your demand of a particular goods or services. So when you are asked about uh, discuss what is demand, right? So start with what is demand, right? What is need, want, and why you need the purchasing power to convert your need and want into demand. Demand means willingness to buy. सिर्फ सोचने से नहीं होता है. आई वॉन्ट ए लैपटॉप, नो. आई नीड ए लैपटॉप, नो. यू नीड टू एक्चुअली बाय, राइट? विलिंगनेस टू बाय होना चाहिए, and that willingness to buy will happen only when you have that money or affordability or purchasing power. Then discuss what are the factors that drive or that determine the demand of that particular good. So the various factors affecting demand are price of a given product, price of related goods, income of consumer, taste and preference, and expectation in the future price change. I hope I don't have to जैसे example के साथ मैं बता देती हूँ. So जैसे price of a given commodity. So if uh, price of given commodity, यहाँ पे मैंने example दिया है कि tea. So if the price of tea increases, then its quantity demanded will fall. So as the satisfaction derived from tea will fall due to the rise in price. For example, I love to have tea, right? So I used to consume tea 3 times or 4 times a day, right? I used to buy Taj tea. So when price of tea increases, my demand for tea will decrease. I may shift my demand to some other product, other substitute product. टी का प्राइस बढ़ते ही मैं अब क्या करने लगी, सो आई स्टार्टेड हैविंग कॉफी, राइट? सो और मे बी आई हैव डिक्रीज माय कंजम्पशन. पहले महीने में मैं 1 किलो चाय खरीदती थी, सो नाउ आई हैव डिक्रीज द कंजम्पशन और डिक्रीज द परचेज ऑफ टी टू सिर्फ 250 ग्राम or maybe half kilo, right? So further, when price of tea will keep on increasing, my consumption or my purchase of tea will keep on decreasing. प्राइस बढ़ने से बहुत बार होता है प्याज, राइट? जब प्याज हम एक ही खाने में, एक सब्जी में अगर मैं 3 या 4 प्याज डालती हूँ, राइट? व्हेन प्राइस ऑफ प्याज इंक्रीजेस, अनियन इंक्रीजेस, सो we give instruction to the cook that okay, price of onion has increased a lot, so use a little piyaj or use 1 or 2 onion instead of 4, right? So it happens that when the price of that product increases, right? So that price of related good, as I had discussed, that if price of tea increases, I may shift to other substitute good like coffee, right? So मैं कॉफी के तरफ में जा सकती हूँ instead of tea because tea का प्राइस बढ़ रहा है, right? So it's a substitute good. और जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया था लैपटॉप में, so लैपटॉप का प्राइस बहुत इंक्रीज हो रहा है, so I may think that okay, एक इतना महंगा 1 लाख का लैपटॉप लेने से अच्छा है मैं 50,000 का एक फोन ले लूं multi-purpose है. So I can even log into my Microsoft team. I can take class. I can attend classes. I can operate all the, even I can do Word, Excel and PowerPoint. So why to buy a laptop if the price has increased? So I may shift my demand to a less expensive substitute good, right? So now complementary good. Now, what is complementary good? As I have discussed, that sugar and tea, right? Although price of tea has not increased, but price of a complementary good has increased, and because of that, my consumption of tea has decreased, right? जैसे other example you can give the price of Gillette razor blades. जो blades है, blades का जब पैकेट आती थी पहले 10 का, so 10 का पैकेट जो है वो पहले 50 रुपए में आती थी, right? That means one blade used to cost me 5 rupees. Now the price of that blades, right, has increased to 80 rupees, right? That means the price of one unit of a blade, Gillette blade, has increased to uh, 8 rupees. Now, if I want to buy a new razor, right, I would like to buy any other brand of razor instead of Gillette. Why? Because price of the complementary good has increased, right? So, price of a complementary good, right, may also determine your demand. So, substitute good way you can take example of tea and coffee, Coke and Pepsi, pen and pencil, CD and DVD, ink pen and ball pen, rice and wheat. So, the substitute good, right? That can be used in satisfying our need or satisfying our want in place of one another. और हम एक term पढ़ेंगे बाद में, that is utility. Utility means the uh, satisfaction derived from a particular good, right? It should be same. Substitute good हम कब बोलते हैं? If the utility derived from that product is same. So tea and coffee का जो utility है it's same. Coke and Pepsi का जो utility है it's same, right? That means why we want to consume a Coke or a Pepsi to quench our thirst, right? So प्यास बुझाने के लिए गर्मी में we want to have Coke and Pepsi. So if price of Coke increases, so we can buy Pepsi. Or if we have to write pen and pencil का utility क्या है? So what is the utility or the satisfaction derived from a pen or pencil? It is same. That is we have to write. So if pen price of pen increases, so you can shift to the substitute good, that is pencil, or maybe tea and coffee, or CD and DVD. Or if price of ink pen has increased, so you may shift to a ball pen, right, or refill pen. Or if price of wheat increases too much, so you can, because wheat or rice का utility क्या है? To satisfy our hunger, right? So भूख मिटाने के लिए अगर price of wheat increases, so we can shift to the other substitute good, less expensive substitute good, that is rice. So similarly, complementary good. So complementary good क्या है? Tea and sugar. So we have discussed pen and ink, car and petrol. So when uh, price of petrol increases, right? So it's a complementary to a car, right? Although एक कार का प्राइस होता है आपका 4 लाख से 20 लाख नॉर्मली, राइट? और पेट्रोल का प्राइस कितना है? मे बी 60 से 80 होगा, लेकिन वो 20 रुपए के लिए योर डिसीजन टू बाई ए कार चेंज, राइट? सो इफ प्राइस ऑफ पेट्रोल इंक्रीजेस और प्राइस ऑफ डीजल, अब तो डीजल बंद ही हो गया, when there is to be time that people who is to use their car for commercial purpose, they used to buy diesel driven car, right? Why? Because diesel's price is लेस देन पेट्रोल. सो पेट्रोल से डीजल सस्ता पड़ता है, इसलिए जो लोग कमर्शियल व्हीकल खरीदते हैं, राइट, कमर्शियल पर्पस के लिए गाड़ी खरीदते हैं, दे यूज्ड टू बाय डीजल कार, बिकॉज डीजल आप रोज रिकरिंग कॉस्ट है ये, राइट? आप रोज डीजल भराओगे और जब भी आप कार को यूज करोगे यू नीड टू बाय डीजल. सो इफ द प्राइस ऑफ दैट कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड, प्राइस ऑफ पेट्रोल और डीजल डिक्रीजेस, so your decision to buy that car also change. Similarly, you can see that price of CNG car has increased. Sorry, the demand for CNG car has increased because CNG, the complementary goods, CNG is less expensive, and there is also some policy that you should use CNG for environment protection. So these days, people are going for buying petrol-driven car along with a CNG cylinder inbuilt in that car, right? So the price of that complementary good also determine the demand for your or your purchasing decision for a particular good. Income of the consumer we have discussed. So maybe I used to have ice cream for maybe mother dairy or maybe Amul, right? So my salary has increased. मेरा मुझे डिजायर क्या है, मेरा नीड और डिजायर है आई वांट टू हैव आइसक्रीम. सो जहाँ पे पहले मैं मदर डेयरी का आइसक्रीम खाती थी, नाउ आई एम ऑर्डरिंग फ्रॉम नेचुरल्स और हैव मोर or cocoa berry, right? So when my income increases, my demand for goods or services also changes, right? Because now with the
Excuse me,
demand
ma'am.
from yes
मैम
attendance.
9:45 होगा, एक्चुअली हमारा 10 o'clock पेपर भी है.
Okay, 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 okay.
थैंक यू.
सो कल मैंने आप पूरा महीने का ये भेजा था क्या बोलते हैं अटेंडेंस, आपने देखा है? सो आई होप इसमें कोई किसी को इश्यू नहीं है. एक ही इश्यू इसके बच्चे ने मुझे रिपोर्ट किया था, उसमें पूरी महीने का है. ओके.
यस मैम. मैम डोल्ची मैंने आपको बताया था
हाँ
कि मेरा
हाँ,
30th का अटेंडेंस नहीं
मैं
लगा.
उसको एक बार फिर से मैं रोज का ही डाउनलोड करती हूँ. डाउनलोड करने से क्या होगा कि यू कैन गेट टू नो कि कौन से बच्चे ने कितना टाइम के लिए ज्वाइन किया है. मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ कि हाउ यू कैन सी. आज ही मैं डाउनलोड ही कर लेती हूँ, टाइम बच जाएगा, आपका टाइम बच जाएगा.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
जी जी बताइए.
मैम जो बच्चे आफ्टरनून बैच से आए उनकी फिर वो उधर वाली भी मिक्स हो जाएंगी ना, इनमें लग जाएगी ना वो वाली भी?
लग जाएगी.
ओके.
कौन 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 है ये? दिशा दिया बजाज, देन ऋषभ असवानी और कौन है? अनन्या तुम?
अनन्या.
ओके ओके.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
जी.
मैम मेरा पासवर्ड कब तक आएगा?
या बेटा पासवर्ड के लिए तो आपने भी मेल करा हुआ है, मैंने भी उनको फॉलो अप किया हुआ है. फिर से एक बार मैं पूछती हूँ, आज भी पूछती हूँ. मैं इनफैक्ट रोज ही फॉलो अप कर रही हूँ. जिनका एक्चुअली जिनका नहीं आया है वो तो पुणे से आएगा. ओके. और जिनका प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है वो पता नहीं इतना क्यों टाइम लगा रहे हैं. मैं फिर से आज पूछती हूँ. आपका तो खुशी आपको मिल चुका है पासवर्ड, बट अभी आपका गलत बता रहा है, राइट?
यस मैम.
मतलब पहले आप लॉगिन करते थे?
यस मैम. एक्चुअली मेरा पासवर्ड भूल गई उसका, और वो ना रिकवर नहीं हो रहा है पासवर्ड अब उसका.
ओके. मैं अभी आपको दिखाती हूँ. मैंने डाउनलोड कर लिया. कैन यू सी इट? सो दिस इज डाउनलोडेड अटेंडेंस. इफ आई गो टू डाउनलोडेड अटेंडेंस, मैंने आज का भी मैं डाउनलोड करके रखी हूँ. सो मुझे दिख जाएगा कितने बच्चों का अगर नेटवर्क एरर है. सो उनका क्या होगा, हर 5 मिनट या किसमें आपका कीप ऑन लीव लेफ्ट एंड जॉइंट. मैं छोड़ रही हूँ. ओके. आई जस्ट वांटेड टू शो अटेंडेंस. मैंने डाउनलोड कर लिया. सो आपको मैं अभी जाने ही दे रही हूँ. सो हियर डाउनलोड. डाउनलोड में इस तरह से आ जाता है. मैं 30th का भी दिखाऊंगी दलसी.
ओके मैम.
देखा? सो कितने बच्चों ने कितने टाइम पे ज्वाइन किया है. मैं इनफैक्ट चाहूँ तो कितने बच्चे देखो 9:13 में ज्वाइन किया है. ओके 9:13 में तो मैंने भी आज ज्वाइन किया है. सॉरी, आज तो अलग बात है. सो अभी मैं इनको शॉर्ट कर लेती हूँ. अब मैं दिखाऊंगी कैसे होता है. So Abhishek Tanwar had joined before 9:13, right? Who had joined before 9:13? He had joined. Ayush Agarwal had joined at 9:21. Ansh Arora had joined before. Dan who had joined late. Can you see? जैसे डॉल्सी आपका यहाँ पे दिखाया हुआ है joined before 9:13, right? So मैं जैसे अटेंडेंस मार्क करूंगी ये देख के मार्क करूंगी. ऑल्दो अभी के लिए तो मैं सबको ही मार्क जिनका भी है. सो अगर आप 5 मिनट के लिए 2 मिनट के लिए भी अगर आप लॉग इन करे हो सो यू विल बी सोन हियर, राइट? आपका दिखाई देगा. सो ओके यू मे लीव द क्लास. डॉल्सी रुकना. डॉल्सी के अलावा बाकी एवरीवन
Yes.
कैन लीव द क्लास.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
जी जी बताइए.
मैम सॉरी फॉर द इनकन्वीनियंस मैम. संकेत दिस साइड मैम. आई हैव जॉइंड टुडे लाइक अ बिट लेट.
यू हैव जॉइन.
Today a bit late, just because there is no net connectivity in my house, ma'am.
कोई बात नहीं. 9:30 पे 37 पे ज्वाइन किया है. ठीक है. आज मैं भी लेट हो
Sorry
गई
for
थी.
the inconvenience, ma'am.
कोई बात नहीं. बिकॉज आज मैं भी थोड़ी लेट हो गई थी. ओके
मैम
तबीयत भी
थोड़ी
खराब.
तबीयत भी खराब थी आज.
इवन अभी प्लीज टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ नाउ. मौसम बहुत ही खराब है एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इवन आई टेक सो मच केयर. ओके डॉल्सी के अलावा बाकी सब लोग